Hey guys, Joe here from Wild Aquatics and Exotics. In today's video, we're going to go through some essential theory you need to know before starting your first aquarium. This is the third episode in our Introduction to Freshwater Aquariums series, where I guide you step by step through setting up your first freshwater tank. So if you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss the rest of the series. Now this is actually going to be a two-part video. In this video, we're covering general aquarium theory, which are things you need to know before you even add water. And in the next video, I'll break down water chemistry in more detail. There's a lot of info here, but don't worry, it's not too technical, so let's get into it. First things first, you can't just set up a tank and dump fish in it right away. Your aquarium needs to be cycled before you add any animals. Cycling refers to the nitrogen cycle taking place, which is a process that builds up beneficial bacteria in your filter. These bacteria break down any fish waste and prevent toxic ammonia from building up in the water. Here's how cycling works. Firstly, set up and decorate your tank. Secondly, fill it with water and then add your essential chemicals. Then, turn on your filter and wait for 2 or 3 weeks for the bacteria to grow. During this time, your tank runs empty. No fish, no shrimp or snails, just water. I will be making a dedicated video on the nitrogen cycle because it's a key part of fish keeping, but the main takeaway is that if you skip cycling your aquarium, your fish will die from ammonia poisoning. That's why patience is so important when setting up an aquarium. Fortunately, while your tank is cycling, you can use this time to research the fish you want to keep, practice tank maintenance like cleaning the glass and water changes, and get used to testing your own water to make sure it's safe before adding fish. Next up, let's talk about biomass and bioload. In hobbyist terms, biomass refers to how much waste an individual fish produces. Bioload is the total amount of waste being produced in your aquarium. The general idea is that lots of small fish may have a similar total waste output, or biomass, as one big fish. Whilst there is no realistic way we can measure biomass or bioload, when we refer to bioload, we generally mean the rate of nitrate increase, which simply put is the rate of how quickly your tank gets dirty. So if you have 20 small fish in a large tank, your bioload stays low and your water stays clean for longer because the waste is heavily diluted in the large volume of water. But if you add a few big fish, your bioload might double or even triple, making it harder to maintain water quality. This is why there's no one-size-fits-all answer to how many fish can I add. It all depends on the maximum size of the fish, their diet, as some fish produce more waste than others, and the efficiency of your filter. So always start with adding small fish. Test your water to get an idea of the bioload of your tank and know when to stop. I will go into greater detail on how to calculate bioload in a later video. Whilst we're on the subject of biomass, let's talk about goldfish. Goldfish are often called beginner fish, but honestly, they're not great for new fish keepers. Goldfish, like most fish, have a protective mucous membrane that protects them from bad water quality. However, it's particularly thick with goldfish, which makes them very hardy as a species. But that mucus layer constantly sheds and adds to the tank's waste. Therefore, goldfish have a much higher biomass than other fish of a similar size. So, in a typical beginner setup where you could comfortably keep 10 to 20 small fish, that same tank might only be able to handle one big messy goldfish. This is why you often see beginner goldfish tanks covered in algae. The owner presumed they'd be fine with 2 fish, but as they are goldfish, they are just producing too much waste. If you're new to the hobby and want a cleaner, easier to maintain aquarium, start with small, low biomass fish instead. Before setting up, you need to test the tap water you'll be using as the source water for your aquarium. There is no point attempting to keep an aquarium if your tap water is unsuitable. Tap water can either be hard water, which is high in minerals, or soft water, which is low in minerals. Most common tropical fish can adapt to different water conditions, but some species, especially delicate ones, can only survive in soft water. So for this reason, it's very important to know how hard your source water is. To test your tap water, take a sample of water to your local aquarium shop and they'll test it for you and tell you what fish are going to be suitable. Alternatively, you can buy test kits and do it yourself, which I would definitely recommend getting into the habit of. Another key thing to research is fish compatibility. There are 2 big things to watch out for: water chemistry differences. Some fish need different water parameters to thrive, and this is because many fish come from different areas of the world. and aggression levels. Some fish are territorial or fin nippers and won't get along with others. Before buying any fish, make sure they won't attack or be attacked by others in your tank. A good idea on this note would be to always buy fish from an aquarium-specific shop rather than a generic pet store. The staff in dedicated fish shops usually have better knowledge and can give you more accurate advice. For a visually interesting and low-maintenance aquarium, you should pick a mix of fish that live at different levels of the tank and perform different roles. Here's a good stocking strategy. At the top level, keep colourful shoaling fish like tetras or esporas. At the mid-level, keep medium-sized peaceful fish like dwarf gouramis. And at the bottom level, keep cleanup crew like Corydoras catfish or even Amano shrimp. Even if you aren't planning on getting bottom-dwelling algae-eating fish, I'd recommend at least adding one. These fish act like a cleanup crew, helping to control leftover food and any nuisance algae. And that's it for today's video. In the next episode, I'll be breaking down water chemistry and how it can affect your fish. So if you found this video helpful, hit the like and subscribe button for more beginner-friendly aquarium guides.